All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. If she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Everybody good, everybody cool, everybody crisp, everybody airy. Let's talk. We want to let you know I appreciate you. That's first off. I appreciate the interactions. Once again, everybody's interacting with each other. Everybody's sharing information. It's like a burden got lifted off of Jay's shoulders. It's like a burden is lifted off my shoulders. Try to share information, try to talk to a lot of people. Sometimes it gets heavy. I appreciate all of you guys for interacting. We all here with one goal, one focus, one thing in life. And that's to try to make it, try to survive, baby. For the new ones that are here, I keep getting the private emails and they keep asking about some of the things in the video description. A lot of those things are available for employees that have been here from at least 8 months or more. Whether it's the private loans from BMG Money, a lot of the union stuff, just do some of your own research. It's there for you to just kind of click and just check it out. It will help you on your postal journey. Other creators' channels, check them out. Now that we wasted a whole minute and a half of your time, let's talk. We're going to give you five. And I don't like to say advice, but we're going to call it tips. Tips to advance your career, because that's what this is, a career. Your job, because this is sure a hell of a job. Things that will help you benefit overall while you're here at this the Postal Zoo, baby. Number one, most important, never stop learning. Never stop learning. It's one of the most powerful ways in order to advance your personal career for any circumstance, not just your career, is to never stop learning. This will improve the way you think about people, the way you react to different scenarios, and the course that you travel in life, and of course helps you overall with your knowledge. It's like putting on an armor before you walk out into the world. Never stop learning. There are so many things that go on with this job, and we need to constantly be on our edge and on our feet and making on-the-spot decisions that help us progress. And if you're just a yes man, you just follow in line. But if you're that person, make sure you pay attention and learn the procedures, because eventually one of you that are watching me is going to be in a supervisor position. We complain about the supervisors, but that's us. Those are the ones that move up. So if you go into a supervisor position just because they offered it to you, but throughout your career you never learned anything, you just followed all of the people that were before you, and you saw that the system was failing you, and all you're going to do is continue on the system and not make any waves, any headway, then we're just going to continue in the same vicious cycle. Please never stop learning. That's key. Number two, be organized. Be organized. Come in with some form of structure. Military people, we all know who's going to comment underneath this one. Organization is key. Personal organization helps. When you're organized with your daily task, you come in and you say, this is what needs to be done. It could be some of the most minute things, but stay organized. Stay organized, because at least you get into the rhythm. At least you get into the flow. Every craft has a different way to do things. If you know you are a clerk in the morning and you got to do certain things when you walk in, you got to do turn this on, you got to turn that on, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to make sure that the things are inside. Every little bit starts to build your structure. If you come in every day and you don't know what's going on, every day you're going to have issues. Be organized. Be organized. Number 3, value the network of people that we have around us. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. This is probably the most daunting task that we have as postal workers, is valuing all the different personalities that we have around us. That's our network. If you have people that are horrible at their jobs, those. You have people that talk too much, those. You have the loud mouths, those. You have the people that are just there to pull you down, those. Value that, because then you're able to navigate how you move forward. That is part of the education system, educating yourself. Continue to educate yourself. We all know there are some people that have strong points. We know people have weak points, but value the network. If you're a carrier and you have a bunch of people that work around you and you realize that every day Sarah is going to need help, you've already educated your mind. You've come up with an organized plan to say, hey, you know what, Sarah, I know you're going to need help at the end of the day. Here goes. When you hit this point, I usually cross you about here. Before you ask somebody for help, and I move a little bit quicker than you, just link up with me and bam, I'm there for you. I'm gonna help you out. Because every day you calling and then everybody getting frustrated, all the guys at the station is just tripping. You see, that's just a weird scenario. For a carrier, you know what I'm talking about. You really don't want to do no more work, but you're helping your coworker out. You're valuing your network, and you broke it down the way I said, backwards. Because you're helping them. You've educated yourself. You had some form of structure. See how it's starting to piece together? You have to make sure that if you need something, oh, hey, this guy is actually pretty good at parcels, but he sucks at blah, blah, blah. You communicate. I have a great supervisor and I have a piss poor supervisor. I'm valuing my network so that and again, I've educated myself enough to know these 2 days are the only 2 days I can deal with this supervisor. Let me make sure that this supervisor knows that in 4 months, my child's graduation here. I need to make sure that I constantly communicate with this supervisor because this one is more receptive. You scoped out who you're around. You scoped out who helps. You scoped out who hinders. Value your network. Four, focus on your results. Focus on the end result of your day. Why? Because the end result of your day will dictate how you feel when you get home. Because if you feel like you had the worst day of work, some people don't know how to separate their home life from their work life or their work life from their home life. I've had some days where I got whooped. And I used to tell myself all the time, I'm not going to bring this work home with me. But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, they stressed me out today. Oh, man. But if you focus on the results, because you're like me, where you feel like you did accomplish or you didn't accomplish anything, then it's going to bother you. But throughout the day, you want to try to make the end result the best it can be for that situation. Sorry to keep digging at the carriers, but you know when you stepped into work today, it said it was going to be 10 degrees and it was going to snow. This may be your first time. This may be your first of 10,000 times, but you know you're going to go in there and you're going to have a hard day. The end result has to be different than the last time you had issues. Focus on your results. Look, every time this weather gets cold, I know I start to freeze up. My bones ache. I got to focus on my results. I got to make sure that I'm not going to get home stressed and my feet ain't going to be frozen and I'm going to be aggravated. because it's gonna be a longer day. But what you did was you educated yourself with your network before you. And then that network that you had, you say, listen, man, we all want to get home. Where your network comes in. Look, Johnny he whips through the parcel deliveries. Sarah don't play when it come down to dropping the mails in the mailboxes. Can we figure out a way amongst us without management to try to make this work, at least so we can get home a half an hour earlier? Because you networked with your peers. You educated yourself to see who was around you. You feel me? You focused on the end goal, the results. Say, damn, this actually worked. I can't believe this worked. Hey, next time we run into the situation, all right, if you hear, yo, we're gonna make this work. Now you're starting to put your plan together. Instead of complaining, you putting your plan together and you making things work. You valued your network. You look towards the end goal. Now this last one sucks because it's almost unrealistic, but it's up to us to make it realistic. It's called being a team player. Nothing we do in this place can be done by ourselves. Not a team, se me hace. Not one team. You have to be a team player. That means when people are looking at their network, you feel me? When people are starting to look towards the end of the day goal, everybody in this smorgasbord of postal workers can make things happen easier if we're not so self-focused. Because I know I can do a route a little bit quicker. And if somebody needs help, you know what? I know you got to go to the doctor today. I got you, my dude. Because I know that person will always, hell, they may bring coffee in the morning. Whatever it is. Nobody really wants extra work. But when you see the end results at the end of the day, the accomplishments that we all put together and we see that you know what? It wasn't that bad. Nah, I just had to do a little bit of extra work as a truck driver. Had to do a little bit of extra work as a carrier. Mail handlers, hey, we got strong ones and we have weak ones. I watch. And don't take this personally, because I know a few of my mail handler buddies are on the dock that watch me. But there's a goal at the end of the evening when we out there. We have to make sure our mail moves. And I see some that just sit there in their phone. That's it. They're not the team players. Nobody really wants to do more. Nobody wants to network more. No one wants to take the initiative to try to say, hey, you know what? I know what it's gonna be like a little bit later. But let's try to prepare ourselves because we networked. We being a team player. We valued our peers. Everything starts to fall together. These are things that, in my opinion, could really help start breaking this vicious cycle that we go through every day. You read the negative comments. As a matter of fact, I have a comment that I'd like to read because, hey, that's what I do. I read the comment and you guys might think it's silly. I had to screenshot it. Whew. And it was a cute comment. This is why I'm reading it. And this is kind of why I did this video. She writes, 2 weeks at USPS. I love it. Everyone there is amazing, kind, and very helpful. My second Amazon Sunday is tomorrow. I start at my assigned office this Wednesday. I love everything about it. USPS, everything and everybody. It's really fun. I responded, are you okay? In joke mode. And she responds, I think this is she, laughing my ass off. The reason I say this is because my experience is fully different than what I have read about online. I was crying and scared to do this job after I applied, etc., etc. Why is it that all of our comments are all negative? Why is it Jay's always talking about the negative? No, I speak about the positive and the negative. But that's humor to me, but it's almost sad because no one ever talks about their good experiences. How do we have good experiences? Watch the video over again. That's how we have good experiences. When you start to put things together, I have a tiny increment, a tiny smidget of this whole postal community. I don't get a lot of people that watch me, But those that actually watch the videos, if you apply some of this stuff to your life when you're at the post office, you can start to make the change. If you plant a seed, it shall grow. If you plant a seed, it shall grow. We need enough seeds planted in order to help make this place a more tolerable place to work. It's you that will be. I don't want to hear all the comments. No, I'll never be a supervisor. Trust, one of you, two of you, half of you are end up going to be supervisors. What type of supervisor are you going to be? What type of leader are you going to be? What type of attitude? What type of demeanor are you going to walk into work with? Are you going to be the one to help make the change because you're planting good seeds? Or are you just going to be one of those that complain about how bad this place is? This is JH with a little bit of food for thought.